I'm back with another triggering topic, and today I want to talk about a very controversial topic. I want to talk about Roe, the black woman who was hit by the brick. She is a prime example of how the world lacks empathy for black women, and they refuse to believe that black women can be and are victims of violence, even though all statistics prove that point. And now that she's come out with the NBC interview, I think this is a perfect time to talk about it. Now, before people even doubted the validity of her story, all I saw was people talking about how she deserved it and black women should be nicer to black men and black men wouldn't react with violence. Then I saw pick-me's talking about how black women being quote unquote mean is the reason why black women are harmed. And you know what? Shortly after all of these conversations took place, then the smear campaign began, where they tried to make what happened to her seem impossible, even though there are literally thousands upon thousands of stories of black women being attacked just like Roe for the same reason at the hands of black men, even being unalived. And even though none of these content creators had any proof that this woman was lying, what they did is splice together videos of her talking and skits that she's done in order to paint a narrative of her that she could not be believed. Now, they would say that you could not take her word for it, but they would take the word of men that they weren't there to speak with, and they would take their words as gospel, though. Now, I have never, ever seen anything like this done to other victims of violence, only black women. And it happens the same way that Meg Thee Stallion was vilified. It's like, how dare these women speak up on the abuse that they have suffered at the hands of black men? And it's like, don't these black women know how bad speaking up for themselves make black men look? Well, these black women should be loyal and protect the image of black men at all costs, even though the same type of black men that they would be protecting would never do the same for them. Now, let's talk about the exclusive interview that Roe has done now with NBC. Now, she said that she has had daily panic attacks and nightmares because of the online attacks and vitriol, and that's not surprising to me. And she said that there's little that she can do to prove that she's telling the truth because she's shown the police report, she's shown her hospital records, and still she is not believed. And these people constantly move the goalpost, is what she said. And you know what? She's right. I really find it so disgusting that there are black men and pick-me black women that try to act like it is so out of the ordinary that this could have happened, when there are literally black men every day that are harming and unaliving black women. The idea that black women are supposed to protect violent black men from the consequences of their actions or be quiet about their own pain and experiences to protect the image of black men as a whole is absolute insanity. Do we see the majority of black men protecting the image of black women? Or do we see millions of black men standing up to defend black women against these podcaster black men who destroy the image of black women daily? No, we don't. And it's something that they have never done historically for black women. As evidenced by what I say a lot, Malcolm X's famous quote where he says that black women are the least protected and the most disrespected. But black women consistently and constantly are expected to defend and protect black men when the sentiments are never returned. We have pick-me black women that actively work to silence black women who have the strength to stand up and speak up for themselves. I've seen big time content creators with huge followings that are black women that call themselves so-called female empowerment gurus that have tried to silence and call out Roe. And I was very curious as to why they would do that when they know that the only reason her story was even questioned was because she was black. and was calling out black men. We have a problem in our community with coddling and protecting black men. We coddle and protect them while the majority of them will not do the same for black women. The culture in the black community is to protect and uplift the black men, and the black women are on their own, and anything that happens to them is their fault, which is why black women are the most employed woman and black men are the least employed man, which is why black women are the breadwinners the majority of the time in our community. And I'm really just disgusted that there are black women that spend their time building up a community of men that would never do the same for them as a whole. And not to mention, for people say this to me, I'm not saying there aren't black men who stand up for black women, because I know that there are. But what I'm saying is the culture is for black women to uplift black men, but black men not to do the same. And until we fix the problem of centering the men and allowing them to move within our community as a protected class, we will constantly see abuse against black women excused away. Until we can get black mothers to stop treating their sons like kings and their daughters like peasants, we will continue to keep seeing abuse against black women excused away. And we will keep seeing every black woman that dares to speak up about her abuse or mistreatment becoming public enemy number one, or being accused of attempting to destroy the image of the black man. We will continue to see these black women torn apart. And just as easily as you see them being torn apart, it could totally be you next, if you dare to speak up about something that you happen to experience. But you know what? I digress. If you guys watch this whole video, please do me a favor and drop a 10 in the comments. And if you can donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, then that's no problem at all. Just do me a free favor. It won't cost you nothing at all. Just subscribe to my YouTube, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads. And if you could slide on over to TikTok and subscribe to my TikTok channel, Unpopular Opinions Black Woman, I'd really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And as always, just drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.